Alright guys, once again we're under the truck and we're going to did the cap and rotor. We're going to do the spark plugs and wires today. I'm going with Denso wires and spark plugs, iridium ones, so these were freaking expensive. But first thing I do is lay out all my wires. This 2 elbow end is your coil wire, and it goes 2 short, 2 medium, 2 that are almost the same length, and 2 that are really long. So it's shortest to longest. Obviously shortest to longest. Longest is going to be at the front on either side, and shortest is going to be at the back. And what we're going to do is I'm going to try and set you in here on the driver's side. Hopefully it doesn't shake around too much. We're going to do the driver's side here for you guys. It's the same doing the passenger side. In fact, once you move the airbox, there's less in the way over there. But we're going to do the driver's side first. And we're going to start by taking the plugs and wires off at the engine. Now, I usually do this one at a time. That's the best way to do it, so that you don't mess up your firing order. Now, when I get back to replacing the wires on the cap, because I have the newer cap, they're numbered on the cap. So all you got to do is remember, the left side is 1, 3, 5, 7. So you check your cap, and you match the number on the cap to the spark plug wire on the cylinder you're at. So without much more talking, let's get to it. And you'll have to excuse my neighbors. They're cutting their grass today too, because it's rained the last 3 days. Now, to try and speed it up, I'm going to take this wire off number 1. And I'm going to take a wire off number 2, and I'm just remembering where they are. Take wire off number 3 and putting that up here, or laying it down there. And wire number 7, I'm just going to lay around the back. So I did take them all off at once, but 3, 5, or 1, 3, 5, 7. As long as you can keep them separated that way. We're going to start with the number 1 plug. And you kind of want to be careful, because you can break these. Uh-oh, that's kind of free. Let's take a look. Oops. Yeah, so this is porcelain, so obviously you got to be kind of careful. They will snap in half. And these plugs really aren't too bad, but I figured to change them up. As long as I was doing the cap and the rotor, the wires have been on here forever, and I don't know if you can see that, but you can see where it's been arcing a little here and there, which would account for some of my vibration. So here's the Denso, brand new, but as you can see, even the shape is different. The length of the plug is different, and I was worried about that, but because these are just standard AC Delco plugs that I'm pulling out, that they've been running in 350s for 40 years. But my boss said that this is the style that they're running now, and the Denso part number, I don't know if you can see that or not. I have the light on because my light died, because I can never charge a light. But the part number is The part number for this iridium plug is IT16. So we're going to put the broken plug there. We're going to start the new plug. Maybe. We're going to start the new plug. There we go. And again, you want to be careful when you tighten them down too. Snug them up a little bit. You don't gotta sit there and torque them down. And that one you're not gonna need an extension because it won't fit over the steering shaft. Okay. I didn't hear any breakage on this one. No, this one is intact. So there's an intact one. They're kind of rusty. They've been in here forever. But the electrodes are still pretty good. So I'm going to get the next Denso in here. Always start these by hand too. Don't just sit here and force them in or anything, because you will strip out the holes, and then you're going to have to retap your spark plug holes, and then you're going to get debris in your head and your intake and everywhere. So just a quick oomph out of that one. Now we're going to go on to cylinder number 5. Okay. If you get the spark plug socket with the rubber thing in, I would advise using it, at least for removal. Okay. So again, the electrode is good. It's a little bit more carboned up, but still okay. We're going to take our nice new Denso spark plug, get her started in the hole, because in theory you should be able to screw these in pretty good by hand. The thread should work really easy for you, unless the last person has over tightened them. Okay, now we're going to do number 7. Now, I do, like I said, normally I just take these off one at a time, but I do want to do this pretty quickly for you. So I took all the wires off and Yeah, that's just screwing right out by hand. And same with that. Not a lot of wear. Electrode still is good. So I probably could have got away with these for a little while longer yet, but since I was in here doing the cap and rotor again, I don't know why, but this cap design with the integrated cap just sucks. I mean, I can't get, most I've ever gotten out of one is a year, and then they'll crack or get moisture in them or something, and I just don't understand it. So if anybody else is having that kind of problem with them caps, you know, let me know. Make me feel better that I'm not the only one who's got issues with the caps, because it's a $50, $60 cap, and I hate having to buy them all the time. And granted, I will put, you know, 13,000 miles on this in a year sometimes, but still, the cap should last longer than that. Okay, all the new plugs are in. So that's the hard part. Now you do have holders here for your wires. They just slide into the holders like that. And back here you have a big one. Back here you have a really big one here for all four. And it just takes a little screwdriver to pop that open. So now we're going to try and get you in on this, but I don't think you can see too well back here. So we're going to grab spark plug wire number 1 and get it out of everywhere, and pull it out of the cap. Number 1 is number 1 in your lineup over there. So now we're going to take this old nasty wire. You can see the arc marks in it. I don't know if you can, but I can. So it's time for new ones anyways, and these are HC Delco 7mm silicone. So are the Denso, they're 7mm. So what I did is I lay the 2 wires out, and I'll grab the end of both of them and just pull them together, and I'll do that with every wire to get the right length. And then I'll just discard the old ucky wire and run the new wire up back around here. And I'll pick you up so you can see in there. Let's see this. This is the electrode thing for number 1. And you just slide that onto the cap like that. Come on, go on. And we'll tuck that down in the wire holder right there. We'll bring it along to this wire holder for the front 2. Get her back into that one. and bring her back up into here. And then all you gotta do is you can hear it click. So I heard it click. So now you want to make sure you don't touch your exhaust manifold here. So give yourself a little bit of room. And then you just go back through and move things around.